What is up, you guys? Tuan here, also known as Sentinel, coming back at you with another video. And today, as you can see, we're going to be doing a review on the D-Link 1960 XO router. I was going to say router by what, as you know, is by D-Link. So this is a pretty good router. It's aimed at people who sort of home environments. I wouldn't really have it in a business, but I mean, you can do it. You can have it really anywhere you want, really. If the business isn't that big, then I suppose the Wi-Fi would be alright. For my house, the Wi-Fi is alright, but it really depends sort of how big the actual location is. So we're going to be doing a review on that. I'm going to get into the website, and we're going to be talking about the specs, what it has, and yeah, see you guys in a bit. Alright, you guys, so we're on the D-Link website right now, and this is basically the specs page for the router, the 1960 XO router from D-Link. And as you can see, it is a smart mesh router, which means you will be able to plug in mesh plugs, which will extend the range of the Wi-Fi, and as long as they're compatible with the router, they will work. You just need to enable something in the router settings, and it will work. So this is what the router looks like. I don't know. I kind of get confused between router and router. I don't know which one to say. I don't even know. But this is what the router looks like. So as you can see, I showed you in the start of the video, so you guys should know. It's got a USB port on the front, as you can see, for data transfer and data sharing. It's got 4 Ethernet ports, which are up to 1 gigabits. An internet port, WAN port basically, for connecting to a modem, such as the Super Hub, which I'm connected to now. I've got it connected to the Virgin Media Super Hub 2. You have a reset button, WPS for connecting via WPS, Wi-Fi protected setup, I suppose that is, and you have the DC in, which is the power, and you also have the power switch. You also have these antennas, which you can sort of move around to your liking. So yeah, it's entirely up to you. But yeah, that's basically what the router looks like. It's pretty simple, really. You have on the front, you have your indicators for different things, and yeah. So it's a dual band, so it's got 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz in it. It's 802.11 AC, which is wave 2 with MU-MIMO, which is basically the latest technologies. AX is one of the latest, which is Wi-Fi 6, which has come out recently, but it's very expensive, and I wouldn't recommend getting it at this point unless you have such like a gigabit connection, a really fast connection. If you have like 100 megabits, 200 megabits, 300 megabits on your download, you're probably going to be fine with a router that's using AC. AC is kind of the latest standard. AX is basically just the newest standard, but AC is basically what everybody should be using in 2019. Now, it comes with McAfee Secure Home Platform and McAfee LifeSafe. It basically means that you get the antivirus software on your computer, and you also get McAfee antivirus built in to the router, which will prevent you from getting any viruses on your router or anything like that. Now, it's Amazon and Alexa and Google Assistant compatible, which means if you plug those in, get it hooked up to the router via Wi-Fi, you'll be able to tell Alexa or Amazon or Google Assistant to, for example, turn on the guest mode, reboot the router, turn off 5 gigahertz channel, change the channel, those sorts of things. So as you see, it's mesh ready. As you can see, we have that. It also has a 2-year D-Link warranty, which is pretty good. So as you can see, it's got a combined speed of up to 1900, a dual core processor. Now in routers, dual core is alright. You want to have like a quad core if you're running like VPNs or those sorts of stuff, or you're sharing data, you want to have more power. But a dual core, for the most part, is going to be fine in a normal household. I can't say basically on how many devices you'll be able to connect, but it should be able to connect a fair few. So efficiently provides high-speed Wi-Fi to multiple devices. Wi-Fi mesh ready, voice control, parental controls. So there are parental controls on this. So if you are a parent and you want to say stop your kids from accessing inappropriate content, you can set those custom profiles up. You can also pause the internet at any time that you want. So a specific time of the day you can turn off the internet. Or have it for specific devices that can't connect to the internet. You have schedules. It's McAfee protected, and it also has a built-in speed test, which means you'll be able to run a speed test via the app on your phone and via the router config on the 192.168.0.1. Alright, I'm actually getting out of breath now. So yeah, we have some information about it. So you get 5-year McAfee Secure Home Platform, 2-year McAfee Live Save subscription. You can block age-inappropriate content, set internet schedules, access upon request, pause allow the internet, whitelist and blacklist your websites. You can pause the internet via those things. You can bring the Wi-Fi to signal dead zones, so it does say that it's able to do that. Now, me having my phone in my room and connected to the Wi-Fi, I usually get about 2 bars. That's on the 5 GHz channel. On the 2.4, I get about probably 3 bars, which is the max amount of bars that you can get. But it's alright for me. So, yeah. So you have 5 GHz and 2.4 GHz. Now Gigabit ports for 10 times data transfer. This is kind of just a marketing technique. That for up to 10 times faster. Fast Ethernet is obsolete pretty much. That's basically Ethernet that only supports up to 100 megabits per second. And that's pretty much obsolete. Nowadays, you want pretty much the majority of motherboards that you get would have a 1 gigabit Ethernet port on them. And it's pretty much the standard today. Even in devices such as laptops. If the laptop's pretty old, you might not have that. But majority of laptops nowadays, majority of devices nowadays will have up to a 1 gigabit per second Ethernet ports on them. So as you can see, it's using AC, which is up to 1900 megabits per second. The USB port on it is USB 3, so it's not USB 2. Now I was looking at an Asus router before, which was about £10 lower, and that's up to 1200 megabits per second, and it only has a USB 2 port. So this is a bargain at the price point that it's at right now. If you guys don't know, it's reduced from £120 to £50.89 on Amazon. So definitely recommend that you get this. It is a great offer. They have over 30 years in the industry. They're a very popular brand. As you can see, here are the proper specs. So on the 5 GHz channel, you have up to 1300 megabits per second. And on the 2.4 GHz, you have up to 600 megabits per second. 4 fixed omnidirectional antennas. You have these things here, like I've said before. And yeah, that's basically it. Now, the firmware at the moment is currently version 1.03. This is the latest as of the 30th of October. I expect to have more firmware updates as the product gets older. It was released, I believe, in March 2019. So this is a pretty new router, and it's always good to get the newest sort of routers for the time that you're in. So yeah, that's basically the router, guys. That's the specs for it. You can download the datasheet if you want, but I'm not gonna do that. You kind of get the point what it sort of has. And yeah, I'll be back with you guys for the router config review. Alright, you guys, so I'm back now, and we're currently on the router config. Now, the router config is always going to be 192.168.0.1. I believe you can edit this in the settings if you'd like, but it's nice to just have it as the default. So this is basically the control panel for the router. This is where you can control everything. You can also do this through a web browser on your phone or through the app. You actually get more options through the web browser on your phone, because you can actually access it like you're on a desktop, but the app has some good features as well. It has a speed test built in and numerous other things. So we'll log in real quick. So the password, I think the password is admin. You'll find it on the card in the or on the back of the router, but you can change that once you get in to the router. So we're gonna log in real quick. Alright, so we're logged in right now, and this is the first page that you're going to see. So you're going to see the internet. Now, as you can see, I'm connected via dynamic IP DHCP, which is basically the one that I have to use to work with Virgin Media, because that's how they do it. They assign the IPs. We're connected. The connection uptime is 2 days. The router's been up for 2 days. We can see our MAC address, our IP address, our subnet mask, our default gateway, and our primary DNS and secondary DNS. These are Virgin Media's DNS servers. Now I will blur some of this out because you obviously don't need to see some of this. We have IPv6, but that isn't currently active at the moment. Now if we click the DIR 1960, we can view more information. We can view the Wi-Fi name, the password. We can view the 5 GHz channel. Now there is an option in here to have Smart Connect, which will mean that it will just be one SSID on your when you find it on your phone or your computer if you're wirelessly connecting, and it will just be called whatever you've called it, and it will automatically connect you to either the 2.4 GHz or the 5 GHz band depending on your device. I wouldn't recommend that personally, because I have found that even on my iPhone SE, it connects me to the 2.4 GHz band, and that is considerably slower than the 5 GHz band for me anyway. So I disabled that, and now I currently have two networks, pretty much the 2.4 GHz and the 5 GHz. So we can view the connected devices. We can see which devices are connected. If we click on one, we can change the IP address, change the MAC. Well, we can't change the IP address, we can't change the MAC, but we can reserve the IP if we want. We also change the name of the device if we'd like. We also have the USB device. We can turn on FTP, Windows file sharing, all that sort of good stuff. I'm just gonna have a sip of water real quick. Alright, so we have the wizard. I'm not gonna click on that. This is probably the first thing that you would see when you boot up the router. When you get onto the router for the first time, there is a card in the packaging which will tell you how to actually work it. It's very simple. You can set it up in no time, in less than 5 minutes pretty much. But I won't be going through that because it's pretty self-explanatory. Click on the internet one. We can see that we have the internet connection is DHCP. We can change that if we'd like. Go to advanced. You can change host name, DNS servers. You can change this on the app as well, the DNS servers. You can change a lot of things here. IPv6, you can change that, set that up if you'd like. And VLAN, you can set the VLAN up if you'd like. I don't really touch that because I just don't really need it. Go to wireless, and as you can see, we have Wi-Fi mesh. We can enable that if we have mesh devices. Smart Connect, as I've said before, it basically puts 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz into one SSID, so basically one network. If you can disable this, it will, as you can see, set up two networks, one for 2.4 and one for 5 GHz. I find this better. I just find it better. If we go to advanced settings, we can set the security mode, the 802.11 mode, the Wi-Fi channel, choose a Wi-Fi channel, transmission power, channel width. I usually leave these on auto, and we have HT2040 coexistence, and visibility status, and schedule. Go over here. On the 5 GHz channel, we have something called the DFS channel. Now this is, it depends on your country, but it may be illegal in your country. So you want to check if it's not illegal. I believe in the UK it is legal. So basically what it means is that it will unlock private channels, locked channels, in sort of outside. So basically that means you basically get a fast lane basically, so that you can connect to a channel that's less congested and that many people aren't going to be using. We can change the transmission power, the channel width, the visibility status, the schedule, and we also have for Wi-Fi protected setup. I've disabled this because I've heard that it's not as secure as it used to be, so it's really up to you whether you want it enabled. I don't really use it anyway, so I've got it disabled. So we'll go back up, and we'll go over to network. Oh, did I check? Hold on. We have guest zone as well, so you can set up guest networks. I don't really use that, really. If we go over to network, we can change the LAN IP address, which will be the IP address that you use to go into the router config. We can change the subnet mask, management link, DNS relay. We go to advanced, and we can change the WAN port speed, enable UPnP, these sorts of stuff here. Change the release time for the IP addresses on the local network, and we have some other options there. USB sharing, self-explanatory. You can enable those if you want to use them. I'm sure if you know what they are, you'll know what to do here. It's pretty easy. There is a manual as well, but it doesn't actually come with an actual proper manual. You'll have to find it on the actual D-Link website. If I go down real quick, and if you go to manuals, you'll be able to find the manual here, and this will detail everything. I don't know why it didn't come with a manual. It's kind of weird, but you can find the entire manual online, so that's nice. You have user here, management settings, D-Link Cloud. I don't actually use that, but as you can see, enables third-party service integration for device with the cloud. And yeah, if you'd like to use that, you can use that as well. Now, if you go into features, we have QoS engine. Now, in here, you'll be able to do an internet speed checkup. You'll be able to set up management and set your download speed and your upload speed. This will automatically be set when you check the data speed if you'd like. So you can set the download and upload speed based on your ISP subscription plan in order to adjust the QoS engine to provide precise client priorities. And you can basically go here and choose a device here and put it into whichever one you want. So basically that means that whichever device you put in highest has the highest amount of bandwidth that's given to it, highest priority on the internet. So if somebody else is downloading or watching Netflix, your device will always have priority over that device, basically. So if you have a lot of devices in your home, this will be very useful for you. We have firewall. We can enable DMZ. We have loads of different things that will help to improve the security of your router. I don't feel like I kind of need these, so I just keep them disabled. Go to advanced, we can enable PPTP, IPsec, RTSP, and SIP. And we have rules for IPv4, IPv6, and yeah. So next is the port forwarding. We can forward ports here if we'd like, and we have the virtual server as well. Dynamic DNS. I don't actually know much about this, but it kind of tells you what it does. It needs to remember domains such as with the register change your IP address. So yeah, it's kind of just more advanced features here that the standard home user probably won't use. We also have quick VPN. So it will quickly and easily create a profile for secure remote access to a LAN. So you can basically set up a VPN here if you would like. Go to advanced. We can use authentication profile protocol, and yeah, so we can set those up if we'd like. We go over to user. We can set some stuff up there. Now if we go over to management, we have time and schedule. Here we can set the time zone, which is pretty self-explanatory. Choose the server for the automatic time. Just leave it on. I just leave it on D-Link NTP server. We have the system log. Now to get the system log, you basically click this and it will download a file. What you'd want to do is you'd want to put on the end of the file .txt, or you can just download the file, right click, open with, and choose Notepad or Word to view it. And that's basically how that works here. We can enable login to a syslog server. We can enable notifications via email if you would like. And we go to system admin. We can choose the admin password for logging into the router. We can also turn off the LEDs on the router if you would like. So basically the white LEDs which I showed you in the start of the video. We can disable them if you'd like. You can't change the brightness of them, but you can disable them if you don't want those lights, if they're annoying you, or if they just ruin the room or whatever. You can disable them. It won't affect the device, but it will mean that you won't really know if the device is working unless you check the Wi-Fi and see that it's working. So, or you go onto the router config. We go over to user. We can set user accounts for people to access the router. Go over to upgrade. Now here you can check for firmware upgrades. You can check for a new firmware update manually if you'd like, and it will tell you if there's an update. As you see, we have the latest version. We also have automatic upgrade. This is automatically enabled on your router when you first turn it on. It will update your device automatically every day at 3:30 to 4 AM to always enjoy the latest improvements and features. I feel that this is very good. Usually people are sleeping around this time. So if it finds an update, it's not always going to find an update, but if it finds an update, it will update between those hours. You can disable this and you can choose an upgrade time that you want. So you can choose a specific time that you want it to upgrade, to check for updates and upgrade. You can also upgrade manually. You can go over to the website, go over to firmware, download this specific firmware, and then import it here and basically manually upgrade the firmware. And if you go over to statistics, this is where you'll be able to see the statistics of the network. You can see internet, we have 49 gigabytes. This is about 49 gigabytes. Check out the LAN, 49 gigs. Wi-Fi 2.4, 3 gigs. Wi-Fi 5 gigahertz, 10 gigs. And so that's basically it really. You can see sort of what's going on in the network right now. And yeah, that is basically the router config for this router. Go back to home and you'll have to relog in again, just to prevent people from just getting into your router if you sort of leave the computer on. And yeah, that's basically the router, guys. It's extremely simple to use. We can go over to settings here. Yeah, so we've already shown that. It's extremely simple to use. It has a nice interface. I'll see if I can try and show you what the app looks like. It's pretty self-explanatory, however. And yeah, so that is the router, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in a minute for the final review. Alright guys, I'm back, and I'm going to be giving you a final review of the router now. So after having it for about a week maybe, I would say that this is a great router. It works well for me. One thing I did notice is that on the 2.4 gigahertz band I had a considerably lower speed than on the 5 gigahertz band. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's just because 5 gigahertz is better, I guess. But yeah, I got about 40 to 60 megabits per second on the 2.4 gigahertz band, and I got up to 108 on the 5 gigahertz band, and I'm supposed to be getting about 100 to 110 megabits from my ISP, which is Virgin Media. So my final review is it's a great router, great for the price. If you can get it on sale, like right now it's at about £50 on Amazon. If you can get it on the sale, it is a great router. At least for me, so far, using it so far, it has been working fine for me. I'll update you guys, of course, if it fails, or if anything goes wrong, or if, you know, something fucks up. Don't demonetize me, please, YouTube. But it does have a 2-year warranty on it, so if anything did happen, we would probably be able to get a replacement or get it fixed or a refund or any of that sort of thing. And Amazon support is great. Amazon support is a great support. I'm sure they'll help me out if anything like that happens. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, guys. This was my review of the D-Link 1960XL router, which is a new router in 2019. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, guys.
At least now it comes in really handy to play games, because that's all they're really worth. So any other suggestions what to do with these, gladly welcome. And if anyone wants them, you can have them for free, because they're a liability. That's if you can adequately remove all the data from them. Thanks.